The most common place this principle is likely used is with incrementing. Incrementing refers to having a variable whose job it is to count something. Imagine, for example, you want to count the number of instances of a certain word in a document. So here we're going to count the number of instances of the word word in this paragraph. Every time we encounter the word, we want to add 1 to some running counter for the number of times we've encountered the word. So we have some variable called word count, and initially its value is 0 because we haven't encountered any yet. Then as we read through the string, we encounter it for the first time right there, word. So now instead of 0, the value of word count is 1. Then we keep reading, and eventually we find another instance of it. And so now it's 2. But how did we know when we encountered that second instance that we should make it 2 instead of 1? Well, the reason was that our previous value was 1. So we add 1 to the previous value, and that's where we get 2. We encounter another one pretty quick, so we add 1 to the previous value, and we get a value of 3, and so on. Written in terms of programming, though, the way we would say that is that whenever we encounter an instance of that word, we want to assign word count to the value of itself plus 1. Whatever its value was before, add 1 to it. But most importantly, whatever the result of that is becomes the new value of word count. In other words, you say, my new value for word count should be whatever my old value was plus 1. My new value for word count should equal my old value plus 1. Now in practice, this can feel very strange at first. It feels weird to have word count on both sides of this assignment statement. However, it makes a little bit more sense when you consider how the computer executes this statement. So for example, let's say we've read to the first instance of word, and we've counted it already. So the current value of word count is 1. We continue reading, find the next instance, and so now we want to set word count equal to word count plus 1. The computer responds by first evaluating this part of the expression. It replaces word count with its value and then executes that addition. 1 plus 1 is 2, and so it effectively replaces the right side of the equation with the number 2. And now it just says word count equals 2. That's an assignment statement, so it takes the value of 2 and makes it the new value for word count. The reason that's relevant is that by the time we're actually changing the value of word count, we've already erased word count from the right side of the assignment. We've replaced it with its actual value and done the math based on the value. It isn't until the right side of the assignment statement is completely executed that a new value is assigned to the variable. So while it feels strange when we just look at this line as a single line, it starts to make more sense when we remember that the computer is going to execute and evaluate the right side of the expression before ever trying to assign the result back to the left side.